pointing out the prospect of losing an American city to terrorists who may have access to weapons of mass destruction, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich offers a full-throated endorsement of the Trump-Pence ticket and says of critics, it's as if we're sleepwalking through history as if this were all about politics. To Speaker Gingrich, it is about our very survival. However, in the realm of politics, it was very interesting at the outset of Newt's remarks how he answered Ted Cruz and offered a different interpretation to the remarks that brought such scorn to Senator Cruz from the convention goers. I believe we have that for you now. Let's listen.
To paraphrase Ted Cruz, if you want to protect the Constitution of the United States, the only possible candidate this fall is the Trump-Pence Republican ticket.
Let's invite you to call us at 1-877-Newsmax. That's 1-877-639-7629. And let's talk to our panel. Welcoming back my congressional classmate from the first Republican majority in 40 years in the House, elected in 1994, former Congressman Michael Patrick Flanagan of Illinois, who is joining us from Newsmax, Washington. Also here, the senior partner of John Zogby Strategies, who is the director of the Keenan Center for Entrepreneurship at his alma mater, Lemoyne College, John Zogby, who is also the author of the new book, We Are Many, We Are One, Neo-Tribes and Tribal Analytics in 21st Century America. And John Bachman, who joins us from the Newsmax TV newsroom. Gentlemen, to you all, we appreciate your time. And John Zogby, I'm interested in your reaction to Newt Gingrich's remarks we heard tonight.
You know, the speaker, I think, was very powerful, and I think he was a bridge builder because, you know, that was a piece of unfinished business about Ted Cruz that you were just referring to. There were some boos. There were a lot of boos, in fact. Ted Cruz trying to assert himself as the leader of the conservative movement and refusing to really endorse Donald Trump, and yet Newt Gingrich at least offering his own clarification. So I thought that Speaker Gingrich made a wise move in attempting to do that, and I think it was probably effective.
John Bachman, the three other of us are baby boomers. You come from a different generation. I'm interested in what you heard from Ted Cruz, your response to what the crowd had to say, and of course, I believe when you were growing up in Georgia, Speaker Gingrich was your congressman.
Well, I think Ted Cruz owes Newt Gingrich a phone call at least trying to put out the flames that he left in his wake there. And it's quite clear that Ted Cruz believes that the 2016 election is already lost based on his comments. He made no mistake about that. Not only did he not endorse Donald Trump, he told the voters to vote their conscience, which is code, or at least it was code before the convention, that there would be some other choice besides Donald Trump to be the nominee. So clearly, you know, I also read that Newt Gingrich had to ad-lib there because he anticipated Ted Cruz would actually endorse Donald Trump, which didn't happen, so he had to go off the cuff a little bit. But, you know, Newt Gingrich, magnanimous tonight, and, you know, doing Donald Trump and Ted Cruz a favor.
Michael Patrick Flanagan, when we were there with a new speaker named Newt Gingrich, who really was the architect of the first Republican majority on Capitol Hill and in the House in 40 years, you and I would sit in conference and hear Speaker Gingrich explain the issues. And I've got to tell you tonight, looking at that huge Republican convention, I got the same sensation we used to get sitting there on Capitol Hill in the House Republican Conference, the way Newt took the situation and said, okay, here's the way we need to look at it to make it work. Your reaction?
To paraphrase Chris Matthews, I had a thrill up my leg. That was exactly correct. Listening to Newt Gingrich is always informative, it's always educational, and it is almost always electrifying even when it's professorial and dry. He's a natural communicator. He is a brilliant user of the language, and he is a delight to listen to. What you heard tonight really was also, and this somebody will write, somebody smarter than me will write an article. Maybe John Zogby. I need a PhD to read the title of your book, but maybe you'll be able to get this.
And